This is TWiT. I like the Tesla. I called it the Tesla diesel, and then it was pointed out there ain't no diesel in a Tesla Semi, an 18-wheeler. Elon Musk announced the first Tesla truck.
I know. I have to say,
a handsome truck.
Yeah, but
I'm tempted. I want to get one. I wonder if Calacanis. He says he owns every Tesla. Will he buy a diesel? I mean, a Semi.
I think he's more into the Roadster myself, but given all the news we've had over the last month or so, when I woke up to the Twitter feed going Tesla Semi, it was like, oh no, not him too. You know,
nowadays, any man's name is mentioned, you go, oh God. Oh, God.
But,
well, actually, there have been a lot of, I have to say, some accusations about the Tesla factory in Fremont about racism and sexism.
I covered one about 9 months ago as well. This seems to be sort of bubbling under.
And Elon's attitude is, well, just get, man up. Like, get a thick skin. I don't think that's exactly...
It's a very comfortable perch
the right
that
thing
he's
to
sitting
say.
where he can say that.
Yeah.
So.
And the guy just worked himself into the ground, but it's not really something that you can... Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah. My big worry about the truck, though, is... I live near Oakland, and they were talking about the aerodynamics are better than a supercar. But if you've actually got to put a container capsule on the back of this, that's going to create an enormous amount of drag.
In fact, they even admit that because they talk about range, but the range is like 30% better if you're convoying. In other words, if you're drafting off the truck in front.
Yeah.
So is there a plan to have some of these be self-driving as well? Or is this...
well, you have to think that's inevitable.
Yeah, because if you take a look at where truck driving is going, the two biggest costs are going to be fuel and human labor. And the trucking industry has been trying to reduce the human labor costs by finding ways to automate convoys. And when I was looking at this story, I thought, well, you've made a very pretty truck, but I don't see how this addresses your ongoing quest to cut labor costs. I don't know what the financial incentive is yet. I would love to figure out or hear anybody's explanation for why, if you own a fleet of trucks, you're going to say, I'm buying me some Teslas.
I'll tell you one way. But by the way, Loblaw, UPS, a number of people have already ordered these trucks. We don't even know what it's going to cost. One way you're reducing labor costs, there's only one seat in the thing. You can't, it's just you. You can't even pick up hitchhikers anymore.
Well, you can't bring your partner with you either because there's a lot of long-haul truckers that either drive in teams or they have a spouse with them.
And look at the console. It's just basically a screen, a couple of screens.
But you see, this is the way I think the industry is going. When we've seen with Waymo, not with Waymo,
Otto.
There they had to have a human driver in the cab because the truck can't handle city traffic. On the freeway, it's fine. The guy can pretty much go to sleep. Please, goodness, no.
Even a Tesla on the freeway does fine right now. Even any of the Teslas do fine.
But I mean,
you don't want to do them if
also
it's a curvy road or if it's raining.
The Teamsters are not going to allow driverless trucks for a while.
It's inevitable.
It is inevitable.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of truck stop towns die because of automation. And the knock-on effect in terms of employment is going to be huge.
Well, I think you may see like two-stage trucking where you have long hauls that are mostly automated, and then there will be
the short set route.
A short set route where it's a human driver, and perhaps this is where the Tesla market will come in handy because you're still reducing fuel costs, which is a big consideration, and they can be human guided so they can handle Oakland or San Francisco during rush hour.
500 miles of range. Tesla said that 80% of all trucking routes are 350 miles or less. It will charge in half an hour using a new mega charger, and that may be what keeps truck stops alive because you're gonna have to go to a special charger. But the good thing is you can have your chicken fried steak and charge the diesel. Or diesel. I keep calling it diesel. Diesel is not a generic term for semi-tractor trailer. It is an 18-wheeler. No rear view mirrors, but that makes me think it's probably got cameras galore.
I think you guys are thinking about this wrong. I think it's not so much a truck as a case for the new Roadster.
Well, that was the one more thing, and I thought that was great. Zach Estrada's writing. He says the first time a tractor trailer has been introduced with trance music, there was fog machines, and after Elon shows the truck and talks about it, I think he drove it in, as a matter of fact. I wasn't at the event, but it looked like he drove it in. Then he says, "Oh, one more thing," and the truck opens up, and out of the back,
comes the lust object for every car.
A $200,000 Roadster. And this is how Tesla started with, they took a Lotus Elise and they put an electric motor in it. This is not exactly the original Roadster.
I think this is the new rule. From now on, companies must only announce products
within products
simultaneously. Yeah, you need to have like a turducken launch.
You're from Russia. This is the nesting doll theory.
Exactly. This is why
product
this
launches
speaks
So
to my deep soul.
Yeah. So like Apple has the Apple Home, and when they pop it open, there's another iPhone inside it, and you pop it open, there's
like
earbuds
that.
From
inside
now
that.
on, I only care about products that fit inside of other products.
and at the end, it's always
So when this is a plot line in the next season of Silicon Valley,
There
I
you go.
hope that you reach out to Mike Judge and tell him that you thought of it first.
That's right. You heard it here first.
I can see the nesting doll strategy becoming huge in Silicon Valley.
At the end of the day, this is the typical supercar that companies like McLaren are putting out. They'll put out a few thousand of them. They'll be pre-bought before they're rolled out, and they're a prestige product which drives the brand. I'm more worried about the Model 3. If there's been very little
Big
talk
problems.
about where they're coming on the Model 3, and that's got to get sorted out if they're going to be a large-scale car manufacturer.
I'm not too worried about, to be honest. I feel like Tesla always has production problems when they begin new models. The Model 3 isn't so very different from previous Teslas, as far as I can tell.
No, but they need to get volume. There's there's hundreds of thousands of people waiting for this car.
Yeah, they'll get there. But you know, I think this happened with the Model S when it came out. I know it happened with the Model X because I bought one.
So is it a scale? It's a concern of whether or not they can actually scale up the business from being a micro luxury to something that actually fundamentally changes American transport?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's just whether or not they can do that in America, because they made a big thing about manufacturing in America, but at the same time, the China plant's now coming online. So it's going to be interesting to see how it develops. In that, yes, we do need something to give the car industry a massive boot up the backside. But it's whether or not you can do it in this country economically, or whether you've got to go to China to do it. I don't
think I'm ever going to own a car again. I really don't. I don't think I'll ever buy
Uber
another
everywhere
car.
now and stuff like that.
I have a car. I haven't touched it in about a year and a half.
Wow.
It literally not only won't start, it doesn't even like pretend. It doesn't even make that sad little like noise when you try to start it. It's like it's just dead. No, it doesn't even do that.
Click.
It's like a statue of a car at this point. I need to figure out how to like haul it out of my
drain
parking
the oil,
space.
put it up in blocks, and then
I don't think I'm ever going to own a car again.
take a hatchet to it.
Oh, I'd be interested to see if Tesla ever actually moves into, say, agricultural vehicles, or I mean,
I don't think I'm ever going to own an agricultural vehicle again.
No, but I was thinking if they